This is Camnet News. My name is Sharon Kalimbula. The top stories on our desk this evening. President-elect HH urges ECL to maintain law and order. UPND warns CADRES against vandalism and taking over of public facilities. 2021 general election record a high number of rejected ballots. In international news, northern Mozambique returnees accuse police of abuse. And in sports news, youths urged to embrace sports. Let's take a breather. Join me shortly for the details.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Once again, thank you for inviting us in your homes. The United Party for National Development CADRES have supported the decision made by President-elect Hakainde Hichilema of not allowing party CADRES to take control of markets and bus stations, as well as other public facilities. Until recently, Patriotic Front CADRES took control of public places such as markets and bars. In an interview with Camnet TV News, the CADRES say peace and order need to prevail in these facilities. Details in this report.
Zambia, which gained independence from Britain in 1964, has been a beacon of democratic hope and stability in the Southern African region as far as respecting the rule of law, freedoms and human rights of citizens are concerned. The country saw a drastic shift in respect for citizens' human rights and freedoms, including those of association, assembly and expression. Citizens, individually and collectively, have been largely restricted in their ability to exercise their rights and freedoms since 2011. Following the statement by the President-elect Hakainde Hichilema of stopping CADRESM in the markets and bus stations, some drivers at Lima Tower have seconded his decision.
He has not allowed any cadre to threaten anyone, more especially from the other team. Whoever thinks he has the power to threaten the other camp, I want to remind them to say the government has changed, and our president is clear. He said he does not want any form of threat. We don't want. We UPND people, we are not violent. We are
done spirit, starting from station, intercity. We want Zambia to be a new Zambia. We're expecting new things from our president, because I know what was happening in the time of PF, where cadres had more power, more than even police officers. So in UPND, we will never tolerate such a spirit, where cadres are more than the security firms.
They say sanity must be displayed in their operations.
CADRESM sirimu so no president bado mebakwera hapo CADRESM by Joseph utendwa CADRESM alienze akonwele bulino government yanyo wali forwardiwe.
Meanwhile, United Party for National Development National Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa says UPND will not allow cadres to mount flags at intercity bus terminals.
We shall rarely use this word warning. Can't be warning citizens, but today I will use it. A warning to those who want to take advantage of this transition to acquire UPND party regalia and begin to wear it in order to orchestrate criminal activities. There will be no sacred cow. Whether you are wearing UPND regalia, if you commit acts of criminality That has nothing to do with politics. It's criminal.
Following the statement made by the President-elect Hakainde Hichilema of stopping CADRES at bus terminals, I am here at Kulima Tower bus terminals where drivers have strongly spoken against CADRES. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
President-elect Hakainde Hichilema has called on outgoing Republican President Edgar Lungu to ensure law and order is maintained to the fullest extent. Tuesday, police fought running battles with cadres claiming to be from the opposition United Party for National Development, UPND, and Mr. Hichilema says during the transition period, President Lungu still has the authority to curb lawlessness. He says those wishing to take part in illegal acts, including the destruction of public and private property, must immediately stop or be dealt with by the law. Details on this.
It seems the transition period has created a vacuum in national governance, and it is clear that others have no clue over what should happen during the transition period, even if it is clear. Firstly, a mob during the celebration of the victory for the United Party for National Development, UPND, Monday, looted the PF Secretariat, and in order to show displeasure, PF Secretary General Davis Mwira blamed the UPND.
If we start killing each other, where are we going as Zambians? So I would appeal to the UPND leadership to think twice about what is happening. Because if they can do this, so they are even zoning, what about if they are given power?
But Mr. Mwira must be reminded that the PF continues to function until Mr. Hichilema is sworn in as president next week. The city of Lusaka also witnessed a situation where people have taken it upon themselves to be markets and bus station chairmen, inheriting the PF strategy of extorting money from hardworking citizens. Police are equally being harassed by party cadres purporting to be UPND members.
Honestly, this person is saying that
President-elect Hakainde Hichilema on his Facebook page has called on outgoing President Edgar Lungu to ensure that law and order prevails to the fullest extent.
With a smile.
Yes, you use that.
That one is better. Yes.
I don't want to fold your fist.
No.
Next week is too far. President Edgar Lungu must act to end lawlessness, which is regerminating in public facilities.
Leadership, I don't want nonsense. As mosquito me, I don't tolerate nonsense. Two, UPND market. No. Wanyama vitenge va UPND. No. Leave it. Ngandula UPND ni wa UPND. Nchito yatu ni kusamala imwe bonse. Nchito ya president watu na leaders wake ni kusamala bantu wake bonse. Ngandua PF
Political cadres contributed to the PF loss in the August 12 general elections, according to AVAP Director Lichwa Murwani.
How people face challenges in terms of, cadres taking over bus stations, taking over markets. People are not free. Even when you talk about campaigns, there are a lot of challenges. People are hiding because they do not want to express themselves. So you cannot have a freezed society where you don't want people to utter words that they feel they need to express themselves. So at the end of the day, they express themselves with the ballot box.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
We surely hope that the situation will be contained soon. In other news, the National Union of Public and Private Educators of Zambia, NUPES, has urged the new government to ensure that the debt swap is sustained and maintained. Speaking during a press briefing Tuesday, NUPES Executive President Victor Muyumba says the civil service is highly indebted, hence productivity is highly affected. Mr. Muyumba hopes that the UPND government will focus on creating an environment where teachers would work to the best of their ability in line with government's agenda. Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga filed this report.
The National Union of Public and Private Educators of Zambia, UPEZ, on the 17th of August, held a press briefing where a number of items were highlighted through the executive president, Mr. Victor Muyumba. Mr. Muyumba says the hope is that the United Party for National Development government will focus on creating an environment where teachers will work to the best of their abilities in line with government's agenda, as the civil service has been infiltrated by politics, adding that the oppressed then who were in opposition might want to become the oppressors.
So we ask, going forward, that the UPND government has an opportunity of ensuring that only those people that are professional, the people that are technocratical in nature, are put in place to implement the programs. Because of what I've talked about, there's been a trend where almost all the top civil servants lose their jobs because of political affiliations. But we are here to advise His Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the President-elect, that a due diligence must be done before an overhaul can be implemented, because it's not everyone that may deserve to go. We need institutional memory. We need the expertise, the skills of those that have been around as well.
He added that the new UPND government should avail its manifesto moving forward so that teachers know exactly which direction they are being led to.
We need to move in tandem. It's only when all departments and stakeholders have the understanding of the programs and policies of that particular government that there can be development.
Mr. Muyumba has further urged the new government to ensure that the debt swap is sustained and maintained, as most civil servants are highly indebted, hence productivity being affected.
However, these are issues that are still outstanding. They are unresolved. So we ask the incoming government to ensure that the issue of the debt swap is maintained. We ask the incoming government to ensure that the project of ensuring that all those teachers that have upgraded are placed in the correct salary scales. So if we have couples that are separated, the desire of the UPND government, as stated by the President-elect, is that these should be brought together. We are calling upon the incoming government to ensure that in the short term, this particular issue is realized.
Diseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
An energy expert, Johnston Chikwanda, has charged that the outgoing government has left a number of incomplete initiatives, such as the ZESCO reforms, Indeni petroleum refinery issues, finalization of a cost service study, standardization of fuel supply contract pricing mechanism, and Petroleum Management Act, which the incoming government needs to look at. Engineer Chikwanda notes that the United Party for National Development, UPND, manifesto talks about cost-reflective tariffs and fostering energy security, among other developments in the energy sector, a thing he says is encouraging. He hopes that the contents of the UPND manifesto are fully implemented and make Zambia a big exporter of electricity and establish a robust fuel reserve in the country.
I'd like to congratulate our President-elect, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for receiving an overwhelming endorsement from the people of Zambia, from all the 10 provinces of this country. This is a demonstration of the confidence that the people of Zambia have in him and the need for the change which they desperately wanted. From an energy sector point of view, the Patriotic Front administration did tremendous work in terms of putting Zambia on the correct energy direction and scored a lot of milestones. However, they have left behind a number of incomplete initiatives, such as the electricity cost of service study. It is still pending. We have ZESCO reforms still pending. We have Indeni Petroleum Refinery issues pending. Indeni, as you know, it has not been working for almost 1 year now. We've got several other pending issues in the sector, including the Petroleum Management Bill, which is yet to be presented before Parliament. It was supposed to be presented together with the Electricity Bill and the Energy Regulation Act Bill as well. So this one was also left out. We also have got pending.
The Zambia Federation of Free Trade Unions has implored the new government to ensure that they are gender sensitive in their appointments. In an interview with Camnet TV, Union National Women's Chairperson Charity Tembo says the union is happy that the Vice President-elect is a woman and therefore will consider other women who are equal to the task. Mrs. Tembo has further called on other women who have won various elections to work hard.
As you consider to appoint people in positions, can you think of being gender sensitive? Would want the gender agenda to proceed? And to our lady, the Vice President, this is very good. We know where you are as a woman, you always think of us. This is how it's supposed to be. We have no doubts in you. You are equal to the task. You are a unionist. You are coming from that background. We know you are a strong woman and with a strong heart. That is how it's supposed to be. Then to those women that also put through in all the positions, we are congratulating you too. All what we are asking for as women is those appointments that are yet to come. Please consider the women. They will perform to the expectation of the nation.
Former Patriotic Front Deputy National Youth Chairman Benjamin Siwila has congratulated President-elect Hakainde Hichilema for emerging victorious in the just held election. In an interview with Camnet TV, Mr. Siwila explains that the nation massively voted for the United Party for National Development, a clear indication that more is expected from government. He has called on all well-meaning Zambians to rally behind the new government and help foster economic development for the Zambian people.
A victory for the people of Zambia in the sense that these elections actually speaks more volume in terms of speaking a language of unifying the country. And I've been so encouraged, and I was so encouraged yesterday listening to President-elect, His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, on issues to do with unifying this country or bringing unity in the nation, which I believe has been exhibited even through the type of voting that we saw, that it was a collective effort by everyone, different parts of this country, in giving the UPND and President Hakainde Hichilema this victory. Indeed, it's very important to actually build on the unity that has always existed in this country. And as President-elect President Hakainde Hichilema has rightly put it, this is the time that all of us must participate in building this nation, even taking it to greater heights in terms of how we want this nation to be governed under the new government, the UPND government.
We're still on congratulatory messages for the President-elect Hakainde Hichilema, a staunch Patriotic Front supporter and critic of the United Party for National Development leader Hakainde Hichilema. Pastor Peter Chanda has vowed to defend the presidency. The new Congress Party leader says he will be providing credible checks and balances to the UPND government. Mr. Chanda has since congratulated President-elect Hakainde Hichilema for his resounding victory. Patrick Sonko filed this report.
Zambian people understand that we have a disparate opposition political party in the country, and certain political parties that have ill motive against the Patriotic Front.
Many referred to Pastor Peter Chanda, the new Congress Party leader, as a Patriotic Front surrogate because he was never tired of attacking President-elect Hakainde Hichilema while in the opposition.
Patriotic Front has proved to be a political party that has performed extremely well in the 9 years that they've been in office. And we've seen for ourselves what has happened And this is now making the opposition to have no message. I'm also part of opposition political party.
Countless accusations were made against Mr. Ichilema with the view of persuading the people not to vote for him.
Zambia is a Christian nation, and we cannot allow a situation where leaders who do not subscribe to the godly leadership to take the reins of power. Despite paying my nomination fee, I withdrew. So if UPND is not ready, if any other political party that is insisting on holding rallies, they are not ready, let them withdraw. 2026 is coming.
Mr. Chanda, just like others who held weekly HH press briefings, must be shocked to discover that Mr. Ichilema does not seek vengeance but to reunite the country under the One Zambia, One Nation concept.
In all the things that we work on to truly walk this phraseology of One Zambia, One Nation, it is easy to talk, it's easy to say things, but we want to demonstrate that we will walk the talk. Yeah. And we will see that very soon, starting with the cabinet. The cabinet will represent this country.
The opposition leader, Tuesday, 17th August 2021, joined various stakeholders in congratulating Mr. Ichilema for the victory.
However, the decision has been made and the country has to move forward. I'm happy with the President-elect, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema's statement. Today, tribal politics have died in Zambia. And I want to state to all the Zambian people, looking at the number of seats that the UPND has collected in both Eastern and Northern Province, it is a demonstration of the fact that our people from Eastern Province and our people from Northern Province believe in democracy, and we've given Mr. Hakainde Hichilema the presidency. The fear that we had, all of us, was that Mr. Hichilema may likely divide the country. But I want to state that he has made, in his maiden statement, first statement as President-elect, he has proved that he is going to unite the country and live by what the party, United Party for National Development, is. Secondly, to answer your question in terms of working, political parties work in providing checks and balances.
The moral lesson of this story is that it does not hurt to be issue-based and objective during an election. It is about time Zambians stop taking things personal, but differ based on ideas. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Paramount Chief Mpezeni of the Ngoni-speaking people in the Eastern Province has congratulated United Party for National Development for winning the August 12th general elections. The traditional ruler has urged the president-elect to also work towards bringing more development in the country. Paramount Chief Mpezeni says the traditional leadership in the eastern region of Zambia is ready to work with the incoming government. Zanis has more on this.
I went to the post to elect the next president on August 12, 2021, that will target to bring more development to the nation. The people of Zambia exercised their right to vote and elected Hakainde Hichilema of the United Party for National Development. Paramount Chief Mpezeni of the Ngoni-speaking people in Eastern Province has congratulated the president-elect.
Congratulations to the president, Asopano, HH, Kutia. Masanko wenda bwino, masanko wazebe zungo lidironse, monga mukalido asoti nao munomaso mzambi, kutiti One Zambia, One Nation.
The traditional ruler has since called for unity.
A former president wamnenze kwa salenda bwino mpando palibe zungo lidironse, vomera kutia zona muyangu wawina. So apa chinkhala bwino ngako pakuti kuvomerezedwa kugonjesedwa nchipsa bwino maningi ndeyo lepa yosila tieni ndithu tisawenze nawo sepano na ungoni wangu wonse tenkhala pamodzi kuti tieni ndithu tisenze nawo tisenze pamozi na wewe aichichi.
And these are reactions from various stakeholders.
When a country manages a peaceful election and a smooth transition to power, it sends a very positive signal to the outside world, to the investor out there, and also confidence within the domestic economy that Zambia is not only ready for business, but is also good for business.
Chambers exist to protect the interests of the business person, to promote the interests of the business person. So it is actually our hope that him also coming from a background of business will go out to make sure that they fulfill what they are planning to do.
Kamba ya itentikezerwa chito mwakambira president aikazerwa chitungo. So aziva president da Zambia ni kulene mtu Zambia yonse, one Zambia one nation, KK kaunda anakamba teto ndiye mavasatira president.
Sylvester Shimba for Zanis in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
UPND Alliance member Cassius Akapelo has charged that those that committed different crimes under the outgoing Patriotic Front administration will have to face the law. He adds that crimes committed by various leaders under the PF must be investigated and made answerable for their crimes. Mr. Akapelo is also Republican Progressive Party Secretary General, says those that did things wrongly must not be comforted with a statement by President-elect that the new government will not prosecute anyone.
Individuals that were able to steal with impunity are the ones we are saying they should face justice. In this country, the suffering, over 75% Zambians are impoverished. They live in squalor. And a few corrupt leaders under the PF regime, we have no option. Personally, as a citizen of this country, the only thing that I would ever wish to see is people to account for how they obtained the resources of the majority pool. Those that did obtain wealth legally, well and good, they shall show how they obtained those material wealth. But those that did not, no, even in wealthy countries like America, even if you committed a crime 50 years ago, as long as there was a matter that was not cleared, you have to face the law and clear your name. And this is what we are talking about as citizens of this country. I'm not speaking as a politician, but as a citizen that has been affected in terms of the little opportunities that I could have obtained because of a few corrupt individuals.
The Zambia Police Service has warned criminal-minded people to restrain themselves from criminal activities, adding that the law has not gone on holiday after elections. Police spokesperson Esther Katongo says people with criminal minds have taken advantage of the election celebrations to break the law, hence the police recording an increase in the number of complaints from the general public of harassment, vandalism, and actual bodily harm, among others. Liseli once more has this report.
According to the Zambia Police Service, there was an increase in lawlessness since the 15th of August when the President-elect Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND was announced the winner of the 12th August poll, as people with criminal minds took advantage of the celebrations to break the law.
Most of the people that were celebrating were very peaceful, but we had instances where some criminal-minded people took advantage and damaged people's property. Others are just being intimidated when they get into these compounds where people are living. They are, threatening them to say they will not have it easy. Then we saw others also who had some maybe who are enemies or they had misunderstandings in the past. They want to use this period to begin to settle their schools.
The police spokesperson, Esther Mwata Katongo, says the number of complaints have, however, reduced, further urging would-be offenders to restrain themselves as the law has not gone on holiday and would visit anyone that finds themselves on the wrong side.
When we compare what happened the day there was a declaration to date, we have seen a reduction in the number of complaints which are coming from members of the public. So we are telling our officers to say those that are celebrating genuinely, they should be allowed to celebrate genuinely. The moment they become violent, then they have to be arrested, or in instances where they have to be dispersed, they have to be dispersed, because all that we want is peace.
Meanwhile, OPAC President Adford Banda says no law enforcement vacuum should be allowed in government or in the latest ruling party, while the country waits for the inauguration of President-elect Hakainde Hichilema.
As PAC, we condemn these actions, and we call upon the new government to ensure that once President-elect Hichilema is sworn in, we should not see any of these things going forward.
Mr. Banda added that such acts should come to an end, including the harassment of the police, who too have fallen victim, stating that it is accordingly expected of the police authorities to take charge of the situation, just as it is incumbent upon the ruling party to prove its commitment to peace and the rule of law.
And these are some of the things that the people of Zambia voted out the PF for. What we cried for in the opposition, I remember together with the UPND, was to have a government that would respect institutions, and one of those institutions was the Zambia police. Now it is disheartening that people, or should we say criminals, wearing the incoming government's party t-shirts, harassing police officers, something that we campaigned against.
Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
The 2021 general elections record a high number of rejected ballots. This and more after the break.
Pastors Victoria and Moses Chiluba, the board and management of Camnet TV, congratulates His Excellency, the President of the Great Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and the UPND party on his victory as the 7th President of the Great Republic of Zambia. May God keep and bless Zambia. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
In this fast-paced era of industrial boom and population growth, there is need to invest in smart ways of managing electricity and water consumption and reducing utility billing costs associated with the postpaid billing system. At Savenda Electronics, we manufacture right here in Zambia different types of high-quality smart electricity and water meters to customer specifications. Savenda Electronics water and electricity meters help you monitor your usage and gives notifications such as low units, tampering, low battery, and many other features. These easy-to-use meters makes it easier to buy units even in these COVID times and top up just from the comfort of your space. Favorable contract terms are available to both electricity and water utilities. For more details, get in touch with us on the following numbers: 0956 580 349 or 0977 498 318. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes, and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
Africa is rising to a new dawn of integrity and accountability. Are you tired of being swindled or buying fake or illegal properties? Would you like to sell or buy genuine property? Would you like to list your property on both local and international market. Don't waste your time. Call the professionals, the SGK Properties, on +260 762 166018. SGK Properties. Your business assurance is our priority.
Welcome back. You're still watching Camnet News. Thank you for staying on. An election-based civil society organization has expressed concern at the high number of rejected ballots that were being recorded in the just-ended 2021 general elections. Operation Young Vote Acting Executive Director Isaac Mwali says this is a reflection of the poor work done by the Electoral Commission of Zambia (ECZ) and voter sensitization. Some constituencies recorded over 1,000 rejected ballots.
Article 47 of the Republican Constitution of Zambia stipulates the right of every Zambian citizen above the age of 18 with a national registration card and a voter's card the right to exercise their right to choose their leaders by casting the ballot. An election-based civil society organization, however, says it is unfortunate that the voices of some citizens were not heard in the just-ended general election polls as the ballots were rejected. For some constituencies across the country, rejected ballots were recorded in the thousands.
Valid votes cast, 41,397. 41397. Rejected votes, 1,213, 1,213. Total votes cast, 42,610, 42,610. And the percentage turnout, 66.17%.
Operation Young Vote Acting Executive Director Mr. Isaac Mwale says this is a reflection of inadequate voter education by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ.
This scenario might have been resulted by having a few stakeholders participating in providing civic education to the would-be voters. But remember that ECZ also only did a few of their activities with regards to voter education, resulting into the voters lacking that knowledge on how to go about voting.
He further states that lessons should be learned and voter education heightened come the next general election so that citizens are not denied their right to vote. Zipporah Mushala, Camnet News.
The construction of the first ever intercity bus station in Central Province has stalled for over a year now. Kawe Council Town Clerk Joel Shawer says the project, which is being constructed at a total cost of 20 million kwacha, has stalled due to lack of funding from the Ministry of Local Government under the outgoing Patriotic Front administration. He adds that the council will bring this project to the attention of the Ministry of Local Government once the new administration starts working.
Residents of Kawe District have been vandalizing what was once supposed to be the first intercity bus station in Central Province. Construction of the intercity bus station, which began in 2018, totals to a cost of 20 million kwacha, according to Kawe Council Town Clerk Mr. Joe Shawer. The broken beer bottles on the floor and the graffiti on the walls indicate that the place is being misused by locals, as no construction works have been going on at the site for over 1 year now.
The bus station was a contract which was signed between the Ministry of Local Government and the contractor called Stewart. And the ministry was supposed to put in 10 million, and the council also was supposed to put in 10 million. That structure you see there, it is the money which the council pumped in. The council had gotten a loan, and our part as a council was fulfilled. At the moment, we are waiting for the ministry maybe to release the other 10 million so that that project can be completed.
He further asked that the council will bring the project to the attention of the newly elected United Party for National Development UPND government under the Ministry of Local Government to ensure that its construction is quickly concluded, as it is currently on 50% completion. Mr. Shawa asked that once completed, the intercity bus station will lift the face of the town and the province in general, as it is the first of its kind in the whole of Central Province. Zipporah Mushala, Camnet News, Kabwe.
Still in Central Province, where Kabwe residents have bemoaned the lack of development in the area of road infrastructure. The district, which only has a few tarred roads, is characterized by long stretches of dusty roads. They have since called on the newly elected members of parliament in the district to facilitate for infrastructure development such as roads. Details on this.
Transitioning from a low-income to a middle-income country by 2030 is Zambia's agenda. Among the areas that have to be worked on for this to be achieved is the development of roads. While Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, has seen a facelift under the outgoing Patriotic Front government through the construction of roads and flyover bridges, many parts of the country remain underdeveloped, the case of Kabwe district. Residents of Kabwe district have therefore called for road infrastructure in the area, as most of the roads are dust roads.
This is Wansanse what? Yama road nga mama nakufumana huku kutuparamba kasanda marombe up to Katondo Clinic. Yeah, but that since independence, I can say from independence 1964 up to date. Aba isa bombe bayi muti aba isa baba dikonse babepa fyo tukabimilungu chamatara tukaitashani ngamwayo ku Real Market kuma kasanda marombe up to Njanji area yonse te abatati nga twayingira okutwaka Kachuru Market bufuka kuli ba Bishop kulya Kafurama Road yonse takwaba amarodi abashani tero mavuva twamishe kwa amarodi amapoti ozina menshi lenzi zonta tudenda so aba tero mavuva twamishe for kungurwa latu ipa
twatemwa fenga batwamika kwa semushe suma suspension yalipwa sana munango amapoti ozi tapara kwati yawe nifofine tunga temwa.
While Lusaka is the capital city of Zambia, road infrastructure to all parts of the country is imperative if the goal of having well-established roads by 2030 is to be attained. Zipporah Mushala, Camnet News, Kabwe.
In other news, the Lusaka High Court has restored the defamation case in which it had recently struck out involving former Agriculture Minister Michael Katambo. This is in a matter in which Mr. Katambo, who is also former Masaiti Member of Parliament for the Patriotic Front, sued his former area councillor, Delight Mutale, for defamation. According to an order to restore the matter to the active cause list, High Court Judge Pixie Yangailo says she is reinstating the case once more. Last month, Judge Yangailo had struck out of the case following the failure by Mr. Katambo to prosecute the matter. Miriam Kayamba filed this report.
The case where former Agriculture Minister Michael Katambo sued his former area councillor for defamation will continue in the Lusaka High Court following the decision by the court to restore the matter into an active cause list once more. Mr. Katambo, a former Masaiti Patriotic Front Member of Parliament, sued his former area councillor Delight Mutale, seeking damages for defamation for accusing him of stealing taxpayers' money and abandoning his family. In July 2020, the court had struck out the case on ground that Mr. Katambo had failed to make progress, but it has now reinstituted the case. Mr. Katambo, who has commenced legal action against Mr. Mutale, wants, among others, an apology to be circulated and a public apology in the daily newspaper. In his statement of claim that he filed before the court when he commenced this legal action, Mr. Katambo had stated that between September 2019 and January 2021, Mr. Mutale made assertions against him that he was the richest cabinet minister who had acquired wealth using a privileged position, among other allegations. He had further submitted that the words complained of in their ordinary and natural meaning were meant to or mean or suggest that he was a dishonest and corrupt man who was motivated by money, and that he was a deceitful person who lacks integrity to hold the office or position that he was holding. He had submitted that the said defamatory comments were maliciously done by Mr. Mtali to embarrass him without verifying the truthfulness of the allegations. Mr. Katambo lamented that the said defamatory words had also diminished the esteem, respect, goodwill or confidence which he holds. For now, many await to see how the case unfolds. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet News.
The Ministry of Health says the country has continued to record a high number of COVID-19 deaths due to the rise in the number of COVID-19 patients who are on oxygen and critical condition. In a statement, Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Malama, has since urged the public not to relax as the situation, though improved, is not yet fully controlled. Dr. Malama has reiterated that protecting lives remains critical for government. Meanwhile, Zambia has in the last 24 hours recorded 358 new confirmed COVID-19 cases out of the 6,226 tests conducted. In this same 24 hours, 12 deaths have also been recorded. You're watching Camnet News. We take another set of commercials. Join me shortly for international and sports news.
Good day to you, our dear esteemed customers. As Amtel, we're glad to bring something of excitement to you, and it's a promotion we've dubbed Yatu, which simply means it's yours. And in this promotion, we're giving benefits that are tailored to you specifically as a customer, depending on the profile or the segment that you're sitting on as a customer. And in this promotion, we are saying you will get from as low as 13 benefits amounting to over 500%, and it's all for you so that you get more benefits. So to know more about Yatu, stay on.
Yatu is a promotion that offers Zamtel customers amazing benefits that are made just for you. Zamtel customers will get amazing benefits of over 500% bonus back the value that they use when they subscribe to a Yatu offer. Yatu benefits will be usable for Zamtel to Zamtel calls, Zamtel to Zamtel SMSs, and browsing on pay-as-you-go defined rates. For you to access the amazing Yatu offers, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 1 to purchase the offer that best suits you. Zamtel customers will have the ability to actually purchase the Yatu benefit more than once. So this means you can purchase the offer twice, you can purchase the offer 3 times, and the benefits will be accumulative at the end of the day. Yatu benefits will be able to be redeemed if you subscribe to the same offer within a 5-day period. So if you have unused benefits from the previous day and the expiry date comes, you can still subscribe to the same offer within 5 days and your benefits will be able to accumulate. How amazing is that? For you to check your Yatu benefit balance, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 2 and you'll be able to see your current balance.
Pastors Victoria and Moses Chiluba, the board and management of Camnet TV, congratulates His Excellency, the President of the Great Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and the UPND party on his victory as the 7th President of the Great Republic of Zambia. May God keep and bless Zambia. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Master Signs, our services range from outdoor, indoor signage such as billboards, banners, 3D light boxes, pylons and neon signs. We are located at plot number 397A, Makeni Road, Lusaka, at Oryx Filling Station. For more details, call us on +260 967 100 090 or +260 966 999 981, or better still, email us at infomastersign@gmail.com. Master Sign, we will make it shine.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you for staying on. We look at international news. Following a successful military campaign between the Mozambican army and Rwandan forces to seize strategic towns from fighters in the northeast Mozambique, residents are returning to their homes while a sense of calm has been restored. Some say they do not feel safe under the protection of the Mozambican police. According to the locals, some officers during their battles with armed groups in the area became violent towards them. In other news, in Chile, more than 2,000 children are now orphaned from one or both parents as the COVID-19 crisis wreaks havoc. Details in this.
After months of fighting, hundreds of people in northeastern Mozambique have begun returning home. Fighters had captured the port city of Mocimboa da Praia more than 2 years ago. Dozens of people were killed and tens of thousands displaced during that attack. It's one of several areas recovered by Mozambican and Rwandan government forces as part of a regional standby force.
We came here with the Mozambican police for a confidence-building patrol. We want to show our presence. The population is coming back, but they are still very scared and they are not feeling safe. We are telling them that the war is over.
But some of those returning say they don't feel safe under the protection of the Mozambican police.
They are not protecting us. They are killing us. If they were protecting us, then we would be living in peace. But that is not the case. We are tired of fleeing, and we are tired of our children being killed.
In March, fighters linked to ISIL attacked the northern town of Palma, forcing people to flee. The attackers left a trail of destruction, and the Mozambican army struggled to push them back. In the last 4 years, the fighters have extended their influence in the area. The conflict has killed more than 3,000 people and displaced at least 800,000. And according to the United Nations, nearly 1 million people now need urgent food aid.
This modest pink home in Valparaiso was once a happy one. That was before the entire Fábrica Figueroa family caught COVID-19 last year. First, the grandparents were put into intensive care. Then the ambulance came for 40-year-old Karen Figueroa, a paramedic, mother of 3 and the main caretaker.
That's when she told me she was going to die. She knew it because she worked in the hospital.
As in many Chilean households, there's no father in this story. Helen was 20. For 23 days, she cared for her 5-year-old brother and 15-year-old sister.
Then one night, they called to say that my mother wasn't doing well.
and at 5:45 she fainted and she died.
They were left on their own. All 3 children have been suffering from depression and severe anxiety. The family's income has disappeared. But worst of all, says Helen, is the absence of professional emotional support to deal with the trauma.
We are isolated. There are thousands of us out there, but no one knows for sure how many, because for the government, we're invisible.
It wasn't until a few weeks ago that an investigation revealed that there are at least 2,029 youngsters who've lost one or both parents, most of them from low-income families. Across Latin America, 30,000 or more have been orphaned, but have fallen under the radar. Like few countries, Chile is moving full speed ahead to deliver a 3rd dose of the COVID vaccine, starting with these senior citizens. The focus now is to boost people's immunity and the economy. Yet the fate of thousands of young people who've lost one or both parents does not seem to be the government's priority right now. Congress is just beginning to discuss an orphan's pension, but experts say an all-inclusive program on a case-by-case basis is necessary. That includes psychological care for the children and relatives who can hopefully care for them, and guarantees that children won't be separated.
How is it possible that 1.5 years into the pandemic, we hadn't seen this crude reality before? Thousands of children have lost their loved ones, not just in Chile, but in the entire world.
The Fábrica children are lucky to at least have their elderly grandparents, who are still recovering from the virus. But until now, no government agency has knocked on their door to offer help. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Valparaiso.
Well, that's it for international news. We now look at sports news. Some Lusaka-based youth say sports is vital for physical well-being of the body and restraining them from vices such as alcohol and drug abuse. Those interviewed by Camnet Sports have called on their fellow young people to get involved in various sporting activities being offered at the Olympic Youth Development Center, such as football, netball and basketball, among others.
For most people, taking part in sports improves their general health and well-being. There are plenty of reasons people should get involved in sports, some of which is to reduce on body fat, bone strengthening, improve stamina and flexibility. For school-going children, playing a sport requires a lot of time and energy. However, the opposite is true. Sports requires memorizing, repetition and learning. Youth in Lusaka have called on their fellow youth and children to take part in sporting activities.
You can depart on that. You can be, Mamona cannot figure out the only time I can say from there to the land that if you don't have Shupan and have Chikajan. OITC na so like if in danger mu kwamba at least by start thinking in one why panga ko pepizo we mu yera nikula mefima bwa aba fuaka.
They say people can fight different diseases via sports, hence urging them to participate in sporting activities. The report from the United Nations Interagency Task Force on Sports for Development and Peace states that young people can benefit from physical activity as it contributes to developing health bonds. Blessings Shakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Well, that's all we had for you in the news this evening. The headlines once again. President-elect HH urges ECL to maintain law and order. UPND warns CADRES against vandalism and taking over public facilities. 2021 general election record a high number of rejected ballots. In international news, northern Mozambique returnees accuse police of abuse. And in sports news, young people urged to embrace sports. We now look at the Camnet verse of the day, and it's coming from Matthew 6, verse 7 to 8, and it reads, "When you pray, do not babble like the idolaters, since they imagine they will be heard for their many words. Don't be like them, because your Father knows the things you need before you ask Him." Well, that's all we could accommodate for you on the news desk this evening. My name is Sharon Kalimbula. Thank you so much for choosing Camnet TV. Remember to observe the COVID-19 health guidelines. Good night.